Alright, what's up guys? I am Kate with Type Match, and today I decided to do something different and focus more on the Big Five. And to do that, I'm going to take Jordan Peterson's Big Five personality test. Now, it's not on jordanpeterson.com, it's called Understand Myself. And if you're not familiar with Jordan Peterson, I don't know what to tell you. Look him up, watch him on Joe Rogan. And if you're not watching Joe Rogan, I don't know really what you're doing. But the Big Five is also called the Ocean, and it stands for the Big Five personality traits. And Ocean is an acronym: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. And so Jordan Peterson and his team developed this test that is 100 questions long. They say it takes about 15 minutes to complete. And what I really like about this one, I have done it before, is that it doesn't just give you the 5 dimensions, like where you rank in terms of openness as compared to 10,000 other people, so compared across the population, how high are you or low are you in openness. It breaks it down into different components. So you don't really get just 5 components, you get measured across 10 components. So for them, openness is measured in terms of intellect and openness, which, okay, could have chosen a different word there. Conscientiousness is measured in terms of industriousness and orderliness. Extroversion is measured in terms of enthusiasm and assertiveness, which I really like because I think it gives a better idea of what extroversion actually looks like. And agreeableness is measured in terms of compassion and politeness. Neuroticism in terms of withdrawal, and volatility. So I want to go through this, and I really want to make a note that I see Big Five a lot of the times getting confused with MBTI, and you shouldn't conflate the two at all. Of course, extroversion and introversion exist on a range, and that's one of the big criticisms of MBTIs. Most people are not a full extrovert or a full introvert, but if you're familiar with MBTI, you know what's said about that. And you can still, exist on that range. Some of us are, more in the middle. But it's more about is your primary focus external or internal in terms of your energy, and that's determined by your primary first cognitive function. We all have introverted and extroverted cognitive functions, so we both have both processes available at our disposal and within us. So I think I'm just going to go through the first 2 pages, or however this is, I forget, with you guys and not show you the full test. But this is the first page. You can only take the test once, although I'm doing it again, but for the sake of the video, because otherwise you're just going to be answering the questions in terms of how you wish you were, because you see more of where it's leading. And then I like that down here they tell you they have all these conditions, like don't take it if you're hungry, if you're feeling anxious, if you feel rushed, if you're being interrupted and distracted, because this can all affect your mood, which affects your results. I think especially in terms of your agreeableness score. If you're really annoyed, you're going to probably score lower in terms of compassion and politeness. So let's get into it. I'm going to analyze each of the questions for you and tell you what they are asking in terms of the Big Five dimensions. And then I'll show you the results page. So please indicate to which of the degree each of these phrases accurately describes your personality. Page 1 of 10. Okay, so maybe I'll do 2 or 3. All right, I seldom feel blue. This is a neuroticism question. Strongly disagree. Okay, actually, I don't know. On most tests, you shouldn't really select this one, but I'm going to. I'm not interested in other people's problems. This is an agreeableness question. Carry out my plans. This is a conscientiousness question. Yeah. Make friends easily. This is is this? Yeah, this is an extroversion question, I think. Could make an argument for agreeableness. but I think it's an extroversion question. I just think as an adult, it's hard to make friends no matter what. If I'm put in, like, in the old days, like a classroom or in an office with people, I make friends easily. But now, I'm quick to understand things. This is an openness question, and I think it has to do with the dimension of intellect. Understand what things? I'm not understanding this question, so I'm going to put it as 4. Get angry easily. You guys might think I do. I don't think I do. I would put me at a 2. But the problem with this is I think you compare yourself to other people in your life. So if you know someone who angers very quickly, you're like, oh, I'm not like that. But maybe you do anger more quickly than the majority of people. It's just your benchmarks are off. I've always wondered about that. I'm very curious about like what is normal. And I guess that is the intrigue of these types of tests. Okay, respect authority. No. Okay, that is, I'm forgetting to tell you what it is. That is, I think, a conscientiousness question. Yeah, probably. Okay, leave my belongings around. I absolutely don't like to do that, even though you can see my backpack right back there, so maybe a little bit. But I think I'm very orderly. Take charge. I'm down to take charge, but usually I don't seek it. It's only if like people are incompetent and I see it, something must be done. So taking charge, I think, is an extroversion question, and it relates to assertiveness. Enjoy the beauty of nature. I mean, who doesn't? That, I think, I would strongly agree there. I very much enjoy that. I would call that an openness question. All right, next. I'm filled with doubts about things. This is a neuroticism question. I am filled with doubt. Okay, feel others' emotions. This is an agreeableness question. I don't feel their emotions. I heard a very interesting phrase recently in terms of different types of empaths, and I heard that there is a physical empath, which was exciting to put a word towards what I notice and experience for myself. If somebody is in physical pain or they're bleeding or like, something's wrong with a person physically, I feel that within my body. But emotionally, no, not so much. So yeah, apparently that's called a physical empath. It makes it very difficult for me to be around people who are bleeding. I would make a horrible doctor or nurse. Okay, but it doesn't apply to animals. Interesting enough. That sounds sociopathic. I don't mean I hurt animals. Okay. Anyway, waste my time. You can say that I'm wasting my time right now. No, but that's a conscientiousness question. I hate to waste my time. I hate when other people waste my time. I'm hard to get to know. This is an extroversion question. I think I am difficult to get to know. No, I'm kind of bearing my soul to you right now. Am I though? Yeah. Have difficulty understanding abstract ideas. I wouldn't say that I do. That is an openness question. Rarely get irritated. That is a neuroticism question. Oh. I get irritated a lot. Okay. Believe that I am better than others. This is an agreeableness question. And I kind of don't want to share my answers. Depends on the aspect. Yeah. Like order. Well, this is obviously an orderliness question. Love order. But I don't like authority. Interesting. Have a strong personality. That is an extroversion question. Believe in the importance of art. This is an openness question. That's an interesting one. I absolutely love art. I have a great appreciation for art. But the importantness of art, I don't think that it's vital, to have art. Because you have nature. Nature's art. Is nature art? So then art's important? We're wasting time. Move on. Okay. This will probably be the last page I do, or maybe I'll do all of them. Okay. Please indicate. Why am I rereading Why am I rereading this? Okay. Feel comfortable with myself. That's a neuroticism question. Yes, I do. Inquire about others' well-being. This is an agreeableness question, and I think they're measuring politeness. I only do it if I care. Yeah. Okay. I don't like it when people ask other people how someone else is. Like, if you care about that person, you should go ask that person themselves. Like, people ask my mom, like, oh, how is she? And my mom takes this as like, oh, they care about you. I'm like, they don't, because they're not in my life. They'll talk to me, you know? They care about you, and you care about me. So that's just them showing that they care about you. See, I don't like that. All right, find it difficult to get down to work. This is a conscientiousness question. Keep others at a distance. This is, I think, an extroversion question. Can handle a lot of information. This is an openness question. It's an intellect question. Get upset easily. This is a neuroticism question. Hate to seem pushy. This is an agreeableness question. Keep things tidy, orderliness. Lack the talent for influencing people. This is an extroversion question. I'm trying to influence you right now. Maybe I'm doing it, maybe I'm not. But I think I have like a little bit of talent for it. Love to reflect on things. That is an openness question. Love to reflect on things. I'm not reflecting on this right now. What does it mean? Okay, let's see our results. All right, so all right, so like I said, agreeableness is measured on compassion and politeness. So you get 2 separate scores for each one, and then a composite score, and so on with all of this. So, oh, I actually scored 1 percentile higher this time on agreeableness. But, you know, this is to just show you guys. I don't want you to think that this means I'm a bad person. Like, this, I mean, it depends on what you think a good person is. That's kind of hard for me. But the hexaco is more of a measure of that, or at least they're trying to measure that. With the H factor is for honesty and humility, sort of trying to measure if you're a good person. But if that's the measure of a good person, then a lot of disagreeable people are quite honest. So it doesn't mean that I'm not nice. I'm decently polite. It's just, to me, things have to have a point, and I won't just like, you know, do the pleasantries for no reason. Conscientiousness high, industrious, so that's broken up into industriousness, which, okay, so it doesn't tell about like what industrious is like as a category, but it tells you about like yourself as moderately industrious. So are reasonably likely to be successful in school and administrative and managerial positions. Do not always have to be doing something useful. Orderliness is high, and, you know, disgusted by mess and chaos, that type of thing. And those two combine to create the orderliness category. Extroversion, very high. Now, I've told you guys that I'm definitely an extrovert, even though some of you don't believe me. And, you know, of course, this exists on a spectrum, but I'm very high in enthusiasm and very high in assertiveness, I think, which comes forth in my videos. And we all know what those mean, you know. I'm like an aggressive golden retriever. Neuroticism, that is how susceptible you are to negative emotion. That is broken down into withdrawal and volatility. And then openness to experience. See, a lot of people confuse this. They think that high openness, they confuse it with being intuitive dom. And that's not necessarily the case. You know, being agreeable doesn't mean that you're a feeler. Being open doesn't mean that you are an intuitive. You have to be careful about, conflating Big Five with MBTI, which, is largely the fault of 16 Personalities, their website, for doing that, because that's what their test is. Okay, so we have, then it's broken down into intellect and then openness. So there you go. I would absolutely recommend this assessment. Yeah, it is $10, but you saw it's pretty comprehensive and there's more that you can find out. And I really like how it breaks it down into the different categories. And I am actually myself making a Big Five test right now that will be put up on the website and on the TypeMatch app in order to match you by compatibility. And that'll be coming soon. But I have to say, my test is not going to be as good as Jordan Peterson's, of course not, but it will be free. So I'll make an announcement about that here, and you guys should check that out. But in the meantime, check out the TypeMatch app, because version 2 just launched a few days ago, and it is awesome. It's so much better and different than version 1 because we took all your feedback and made a whole new app experience. So check that out, and please like and subscribe to this channel to see more content like this.